Just this last week, the MPSF preseason poll was released, and BYU received the #1 ranking with 115 points, with 6 first-place votes. You guys received the #2 ranking by tallying 112 points with 4 of those first-place votes. Can you give us your thoughts on this poll and what the landscape of the MPSF could be like this year?
Well, I think the landscape is always going to be tough. I think it might be a little high for us. Not that I'm not optimistic about our team. I think we could be a good team. But we lost some important components off of last year's team. Corey Yoder obviously had an incredible season for us, and he's now playing professionally overseas, as is Jordan Default. And those guys have been on the court for us for a long time and provided a huge, significant part of our ball control. And then obviously losing your setter is always a tough thing to lose, and Anthony Spittle was the guy all year. And so, we're replacing some pretty important ball control components of our team. And so it'll be interesting to see how we replace that. I feel good about it. I think at the end of the year we could potentially be at that spot. I don't know that we start the year at that spot, but I'm flattered. I didn't vote us that high, but I do think that this team probably has more depth than any team we've had here at UC Irvine. If you think about our outside hitters, Kevin Tilley, Jeremy Dano, Connor Hughes, these are Kevin Carroll. That's 4 good outside hitters. And Carson obviously at opposite, and now we have freshman Zach Lacavera, who had a wonderful fall. I thought he was excellent. Our libero position is deep. We've got 3 good liberos, and we've got a bunch of good middles. And so I think the training environment in the gym when we're practicing is going to be excellent. And so at the end of the year, I think we could be a very good team.
Now, who would you project would be near the top there come Final Four time?
Well, I definitely voted BYU. That was one of my votes, was them for #1. And I think Stanford's going to be really good. I think when you have players like Brad Lawson and Eric Shoji, who are seniors, and those guys have been truly exceptional players in our league for a number of years and have won a title. And I think SC is going to be very good. And I think UCLA is going to be very good. I had the opportunity to coach Kyle Caldwell at the Pan Am Games. He was our starting setter, and Nick Vogel too. And I think those are some really good, talented players. So I think the MPSF is always deep.
Right.
I think that really always summarizes this league. And I don't think you're never going to go out and be surprised by anybody on any particular night.
Right.
Yeah.
So last year, a team that kind of flew below the radar was UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Who would that team be for this year?
Well, hopefully it's a little bit of us. I mean, we'd like to get to the Final Four like they did. But I don't know who can fly under the radar like that. I think they had a real nice run at the end of the year. Everyone always knew they were really talented and had a bunch of seniors, and that always is a good thing. So I don't know who's going to fly under the radar. I haven't seen any of the teams. We did the preseason international tournament, so I could tell you a lot about the Korean League and the Brazilian League and who's going to be good there, but I can't tell you very much because I haven't seen any of their teams in some of those preseason tournaments where other coaches get to see each other a lot. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the last one for you is the first 2 weeks of 2012, the Eaters will be squaring off early against preseason #1 BYU, potentially 3 times. Actually, it will be 3 times. Besides winning, what are you hoping that you guys get out of taking on this top team so early in the season?
Well, we're going to need to get some wins. I think it's kind of a bummer that we play that team so much early, because I think it could have some pretty profound implications on the at-large bid at the end of the year, who potentially could host the MPSF. It's the nature of our game that sometimes matches in January can have a big effect. So we have to come in pretty ready to play ball. It's not like you're going to be able to come into those matches and think that you're just going to warm up. So we have to take the start of the season pretty seriously and our training very seriously, because those are important matches. So. And I'm expecting, they're returning a lot of experienced guys, so I'm expecting them to be on all cylinders when they come in and play here in the Bren that first weekend.
Right. Yeah. All right, John. That concludes our interview.
All right. Thanks
for your time.
All right.
See me